State Capitol talking medical marijuana. How it'll look once rolled out is in a bit of a political limbo. That's our top story on 10/11 News here at 10. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Cole Miller.
And I'm Madison Pitch. In November, more than 70% of Nebraskans voted in favor of medical marijuana. But how exactly that gets implemented is still an open question.
That's right. The Attorney General says lawmakers don't have a responsibility to pass something, but it's unclear how it would work if they didn't. Now, a legislative committee is mulling a much more restrictive vision when it comes to medical cannabis. 10/11's John Grinvald has that story tonight.
Nebraskans overwhelmingly voted in favor of legalizing medical marijuana and creating a commission to regulate it. But there's an issue.
The Liquor Control Commission doesn't have any funding or any tasking or any guidance.
That's where the legislature steps in. The General Affairs Committee prioritizing Senator Ben Hanson's bill to build a framework and provide funding. But right now, it's a balancing act.
My goal is to get a clean bill out of committee that we can all kind of vote on and things don't turn into a mess on the floor.
This week, the committee's chair, Rick Holdcroft, aiming to curtail the bill by prohibiting smoking and restricting who has access. The list in other states includes dozens of qualifying conditions, things like acute pain, glaucoma, and all forms of cancer. Holdcroft wants Nebraska's whittled down to fewer than 10, with epilepsy and terminal cancer at the top of the list.
Those are the type of things I think the people in Nebraska wanted to see in their medical cannabis.
But some on the committee see the exclusion of conditions as arbitrary.
If you pick a number and then you attempt to decide which conditions can be listed up to that number, you are going to leave out some very necessary conditions.
And the folks who brought medical marijuana to the ballot say that dilutes the will of the people.
Stripping and narrowing and watering down what the people pass to something that does not help, that leaves patients out, that leaves someone trying to determine whether this person's life is more valuable than this person's. That's not for this body to decide.
This all comes in the context of ongoing litigation in Nebraska. Lawsuits the state's top lawyer, Attorney General Mike Hilgers, is involved in. That fact, combined with the looming deadline of July 1st to get those regulations in place, adding urgency to the work of the unicameral, according to some lawmakers. Holdcroft says an expansive version of medical marijuana will open the door to recreational, but Hanson sees it the other way.
In my opinion, you upset the will of the people, you're going to see recreational marijuana be on the ballot a lot sooner than you normally would.
Reporting in Lincoln, John Grinvald, 10/11 News.